Hello and welcome to Briggspeak. I'm your host, Brigadier Rakesh Bhatia. In today's episode, we will cover the Yarlung Tsangpo Dam, which is not only an engineering marvel but has tremendous environmental concern and strategic implications on India. The state run news agency of China, Xinhua, reported on 25th December last year that China has approved plans to build the world's largest hydroelectric dam on the lower reaches of Yarlung Tsangpo, which we know as Brahmaputra in India, and Bangladesh calls it Jamuna. The river originates in Tibet and flows into India and Bangladesh. With an estimated cost of 137 billion US dollars, the proposed Yarlung Tsangpo Dam would be the most expensive infrastructure project ever in global history. There is no denying that the dam is most ambitious step in the Chinese quest for energy sustainability and would be a monumental engineering feat. This engineering marvel to be, unfortunately, has very serious environmental concern, societal impact, and strategic implication, especially for India and Bangladesh. China's proposed dam aims to generate an estimated 300 billion kilowatt hours of electricity annually. This output is more than three times that of the Three Gorges Dam, which is also in China and is currently the largest dam in the world. The project will go a long way to achieve China's planned carbon neutrality by 2060 through renewable energy. According to worldindata.org, China today is, by a significant margin, the world's largest carbon dioxide emitter. It emits more than one quarter of global emissions. The Yarlung Tsangpo River descends approximately 2,000 meters over a stretch of 50 kilometers in the area known as the Great Bend in Namcha Barwa area. To harness the immense hydropower potential due to the steep fall over a short distance, engineers will need to drill 4 to 6 tunnels of up to 20 kilometers long through the Namcha Barwa mountains. The Namcha Barwa Gaila Peri Massif hosts some of Earth's most active ongoing geological processes. The construction site sits atop the boundary of Indian and European tectonic plates. The massive dam construction in this region, using untested engineering techniques, may lead to irreversible damage to the topography and ecology of the entire region. There are environmental concerns. The dam's construction threatens to further disrupt the already fragile ecosystem in the Tibetan Plateau, a region of unparalleled biodiversity. The large scale alteration of river flows and landscapes could result in the destruction of habitat for the endemic species, many of which are already under threat due to climate change and human activity. Let's now analyze the downstream effects on India and Bangladesh. China has sought to reassure India and Bangladesh that the proposed dam on the Yarlung Tsangpo will not impact downstream water flow. It emphasizes that the project is run of the river initiative. It is designed to use the potential energy of the river water to propel the turbines and return it to Brahmaputra river without disrupting its natural flow. This approach, according to China, ensures minimal ecological and hydrological disturbances. This argument, however, has not allayed fears in India, and Bangladesh. Displacement and resettlement. The construction of the Yarlung Tsangpo Dam in Medok County, Tibet, is likely to involve significant displacement of local communities. Comparison with the Three Gorges Dam, which displaced over 1.3 million people, suggests that similar or greater numbers might be affected in Tibet. Tibetan residents have long expressed opposition to dam projects, viewing them as exploitative ventures that benefit China at the expense of their homeland. Monasteries, ancient villages, and sacred landscapes are at risk of being submerged or otherwise affected by dams construction. This cultural loss could deepen the sense of alienation among Tibetans who already feel marginalized within the Chinese state. Geopolitical and strategic implications. India and Bangladesh, which have no formal water sharing agreement with China, view the dam as a potential threat to their water security. By controlling the flow of Brahmaputra, China could significantly impact agriculture, drinking water, and hydropower generation in these downstream countries. Strategic vulnerabilities. The dam's location in Tibet, near the disputed border with India, adds a strategic dimension to the project. India, already one of the most water stressed countries in the world, views China's ability to manipulate the Brahmaputra flow as a potential geopolitical lever. The development is likely to increase tensions in the region, particularly in light of ongoing border disputes between India and China. Use of water as a weapon. The dam's location in a strategically sensitive region underscores its dual purpose, hydropower generation and geopolitical leverage. By controlling its flow, China gains a significant advantage. This control raises serious concern about the potential use of water as a weapon by China during conflicts. By releasing large volumes of water, China could trigger catastrophic floods, disrupt civilian life, and compromise critical infrastructure in India. Additionally, such action could impede India's military operations in border areas by destabilizing supply lines, creating logistical challenges, and increasing vulnerabilities in sensitive regions like Arunachal Pradesh. This dual use capability transforms the dam into both a strategical and tactical asset for China. The Yarlung Tsangpo Dam embodies the paradox of modern infrastructure, a testament to human ingenuity and ambition, but also a source of profound environmental, social, and geopolitical challenges. While it promises to transform China's energy landscape, its costs, both in monetary, ecological, as well as strategic, are immense. For India and Bangladesh, the project represents a potential threat to water security and regional stability. As construction proceeds, it will be crucial for all stakeholders to prioritize cooperation and sustainability to mitigate the dam's far reaching impacts. Now, we will cover some possible questions from the episode that we have just covered. In the analytical and comparative questions, you could be asked, how does the dam project reflect the interplay between technological ambitions and geopolitical leverages? Here you could start with India's leverages against Pakistan in J&K under Indus Water Treaty. You can also talk about, while China claims that climate commitment and power generation is important, the strategic location signals a capability over India. While India is bound by Indus Water Treaty's limitations, China is not party to any such treaty on Brahmaputra. In the next question, you may be asked, in what ways could the dam be perceived as a dual use project by neighboring countries? I have covered it in detail. You can draw parallels with what Pakistan blames India regarding Kishan Ganga. Also, water can be used as a weapon, it can be released or withheld as a political or military weapon. Dam infrastructure serve both civilians and military. The absence of Brahmaputra Treaty contrasts sharply with Indus Water Treaty's legally binding regime, highlighting India's vulnerability on the eastern front. Under strategic options and treaty context, you may be asked, compare the Yarlung Tsangpo Dam issue with India's suspension of Indo-Water Treaty with Pakistan. What message does India's action send in the regional water diplomacy context? Talk about Indus Water Treaty suspension, say that water is no longer off limits as a tool of state policy. You can also refer to the movement aligning with the reality India faces with China and also India's strategic recalibration. The next question could be, should India push for a multilateral river basin governance mechanism in South Asia to address issues like the Yarlung Tsangpo Dam? Justify your answer. You can talk about whether China believes in multilateral agreements or not. Going by what China is doing in other areas, he wants to have a bilateral relationship with each other. Still, India must lead diplomatically to push for a confidence building measures in Brahmaputra basin, mirroring what the World Bank did for Indus Water Treaty. Critical thinking and scenario based questions. Imagine a scenario where China uses Yarlung Tsangpo Dam to release water during a crisis. What can be the immediate and long term implications for India? Again, immediate could be destruction of infrastructure in Arunachal Pradesh and Assam. We need to evacuate the local population. It will also delay troop movement along LAC. Long term, India must push for Indian counter dam projects as is being planned at Siang. Legal push in UN. It may also embolden India to use Indus water more aggressively with Pakistan. Propose a water sharing mechanism between India, China, and Bangladesh for the Brahmaputra basin that balances development, security, and ecology. There are no external mediators in Brahmaputra case. The proposal should include Joint River Commission, real-time telemetry systems, automated release and warning system across borders, ecological norms to protect downstream biodiversity, and such a mechanism could evolve into Asia South Asian Water Code to fill the vacuum left by the non-existence of Brahmaputra treaties and emerging fragility of the Indus Water Treaty. With this, I come to the end of today's episode. You are requested to please like, comment, and share. Keep working hard. Jai Hind.